What's good, Foodie Nation? Yo, today I'm gonna show y'all how to fry some king crab, and it's gonna look and taste just like this. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get into it.
Well, we're gonna break this thing down. Yes, sir. So, pop this. Gotta be real careful with it because it's real spiny. It's the little armpit. I usually keep that to the side. We're gonna freeze that and use that for something later. Whenever you're doing your crab legs, you wanna break it down by section. So, we'll come back and get this. Bam. Then you wanna break it right here. And that's what you're trying to pull out. That's what's keeping it together, even though I left a little bit in here. There we go. You want to make sure you get those two out, and your meat will always fall out perfectly. Come here, same. Get your two, you know you're good. Last part, same. Oh, the whole thing's gonna come out, we just gonna go with it. Nope, all right. Putting our shells to the side. You're definitely gonna need some good kitchen shears for these bad boys, but like I said, they're nice and spiny. Here. Come in here and get the big old king crab meat. You feel me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Cannot beat some voluptuous king crab. All right. Second piece. And on a regular piece of crab, a snow crab, this right here ain't gonna be worth going for. But on that king crab, it's a big piece of meat. You feel me? Yes, sir. We're gonna save this for another recipe. Then I'll take our shells. We're gonna make a quick crab stock.
So this is gonna be a very quick and simple crab stock. We're literally just taking those shells and cooking those down in some water. All right, next, while that's boiling down in the back, we're just gonna go ahead and get our breading for our crab situated. So we're using a standard breading procedure, which is dry, wet, dry. So I'm just seasoning up both of our bowls of flour, all-purpose flour. Of course, we gotta have that a little bit of Old Bay since we're working with seafood, as well as lemon pepper since we're working with seafood. With the wet batter, I'm actually using soda water just to help give it an extra bit of flair, and it's gonna help it airy, make it really nice and airy when frying it. So just getting this batter nice and silky smooth, and again, it's the same batter, the same flour that you use for the dry. You don't have to do anything special but wet it up, and you can use soda water or regular water. So now we're just gonna go ahead and dip our crab legs into the dry batter. Make sure it's coated nice and evenly and that you dredge off and shake off any excess flour. And then move it over to your wet batter. You wanna make sure that you're not kind of dragging all of the dry off of it, but it's just making sure that you're evenly coating it. Whenever you're breading, keep one hand wet, one hand dry. That's how you stay away from getting them clumpy hands, right? So since I am predominantly right-handed, I like to use my right hand for dry, just because I touched the dry twice. I only touched the wet once. Does that make sense, y'all? I hope that makes sense. And as y'all see, when you're breading, try not to grab what you're breading too aggressively so that you actually, again, kind of smear off the breading. All right. So we're just going to repeat the steps with these smaller chunks. I'm going ahead, since it's, really small, I just went ahead and did all 3 at one time just to save time. So this would be the breading stage or procedure that you would use for absolutely anything that you fry, whether it's chicken, fish, vegetables, beef, whatever you want to fry. You always want to do a dry, wet, dry batter. A lot of people would use eggs, buttermilk, hot sauce, mustard. You can use any of those things as your wet batter. It really is not something that's like, oh, it has to be this. It's really whatever you prefer. Buttermilk is a popular one. Buttermilk with hot sauce. If you ain't got no buttermilk, use heavy cream with hot sauce. If you ain't got no heavy cream, use milk. Baby, again, as you see what I'm doing with this recipe, if all you have is flour, it is just perfectly fine to take some of the flour that you have and add some water or soda water to that. All right. So next we're going to go ahead and get these things fried up. Look at that big old juicy piece of crab. Golly. Whew, my mouth getting wet thinking about this food again.
Say something.
All right. So I have my heat on medium because the crab is already technically cooked. Anytime y'all get seafood, y'all, and it's orange already, that means it's cooked. What that means is that you don't have to recook it, you just have to warm it up. So when it comes to this fried crab, I'm cooking it just a tad bit longer than I normally would if I was just kind of like sauteing in the butter, just to make sure that the breading itself cooks and isn't raw. But as you see, once the crab legs start to be brown, a nice golden brown color from as it would any other meat, you want to go ahead and get it out of the pan. Don't ask me why I'm using this little baby tweezer. It felt right in the moment. But anyway, here we are. Yes, big old piece of crab. Yes. So next we're gonna go ahead and work on this sauce. I just wanted to have something to accompany this delicious crab, even though it didn't need nothing but its doggone self. Okay, so we're gonna make a quick wine sauce. I started off with some shallots, some garlic, some capers, sauteed those down for a little bit, and then added some white wine. I'm gonna get that cooking, get that alcohol cooked off. So that's why I just added a little flame to it. Add in some lemon juice. I did not have no fresh squeezed lemon, y'all. I thought I did, but listen, that somebody squeezed that lemon. It just wasn't me, so it's gonna have to work. You feel me? All right. So after that, the liquid that I added was the crab stock that we were cooking down in the back. Again, that was literally just the crab shells and some water. We could have added aromatics like onion, celery, like all the things you would normally add for stock. I just did not want to overcomplicate this recipe, essentially. So we literally just did the shells and some water. So after I allowed that mixture to reduce some, now we're just gonna mount it with some butter. The mounting process essentially just means to slowly add in butter. You're trying to get it to emulsify, which means that once you're finished mixing it, that the fat and the liquid that you mixed it into should not separate. How we do this is by constantly mixing and as well as only adding a little bit of butter at a time. So like I said, we are right here just mounting our sauce with butter. It's just how we in professional and high-end kitchens finish a lot of sauces to make them nice and velvety and smooth and very rich, okay? But we just gonna go ahead and speed this up a little bit because yeah. Y'all get the point. So now that we're done making this, I almost got myself. Now that we're done mounting our sauce, I'm just gonna add the last little bit of flavoring. So we added some sun-dried tomatoes, lots of fresh parsley, of course some of that yassa to help body and round out that flavor. Get it remixed in a little bit, and then from there, as soon as it looks and tastes good, we're gonna go ahead and get some pre-cooked noodles into this delicious, delectable sauce. So here we just have some spaghetti. It's just kind of what I had on hand. Whatever you like to use, whatever noodle you love, whether that's penne, fettuccine, linguine, or again, like we just got some spaghetti laying around. It really is not about, you know, the kind of noodle. Man, anything that you put in this sauce is gonna slap. You feel me? Yes, sir. So get it all mixed around. You want to allow your noodles to cook down in there. Probably about another minute or two. Add some more parsley, just because, especially when it comes to seafood, I love that fresh pop of just parsley, herbs. I think it really just, those notes highlight the meat. So we're gonna get this plated up. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, it took me like 2 minutes. I was trying to twirl it up and I was like, this ain't gonna happen. So let me just get this crab on here. Loaded it up with some of the extra sauce I had just put to the side. You always want to think about garnishing beforehand. So let's reserve some of the sauce, put it to the side, pour it so that I could pour that on top of the crab. And don't that look good, y'all? My God. Whew. So now we're gonna give it a try. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Damn. Oh, all right.
Y'all, I did not want to stop eating this crab, but I was sharing with my videographer and I had to stop.
Look at that. Pure crab, baby. Get in this pasta.
And just like that, we're all done. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. If there's anything y'all would like to see me do in the future, let me know. Love y'all, Foodie Nation. Yes, sir.